Good morning, Facebook family and friends. I'm Curtis Gardner, and welcome to my financial literacy series, Practical Finances. I'm so excited to share some of my knowledge and insight on personal and business finance. I hope that you'll find the information engaging, informative, and helpful on your financial journey. Now, my mom, who's an educator for 46 years, my sister, who's producing this show right now, and my wife have been encouraging me to teach. I've been rejecting it. But over the past 5 years, I've had the opportunity to teach financial literacy courses over the Nashville area, and I really love it. Now, what I'm doing now is just a part of a natural progression and acceptance of teaching. So let me give you a little background on me. Okay. Now, as a lot of you know, I'm a native Nashvilleian. I've been married for nearly 27 years to my beautiful wife, Lisa. I have two sons. Philip, he's 24 years old. He just moved into his own apartment back in March, Halle Glory, just playing, Philip. My youngest son is Cameron. He's 19 and he's a sophomore at Lisa's in my alma mater, Middle Tennessee State University. Go Blue Raiders. Now, I'm a bank manager at one of the area banks here in the Middle Tennessee area. In fact, I've been in banking, mortgages, consumer finance, and some insurance for the past 25 years. Now, I started my career at 6 years old. And that's my story, and I'm sticking with it. Now, today, just expectations. Today, we'll be covering the topic money values and influences. Before we can talk about one's finances, we need to find out what we truly think and believe about money. Okay, we need to explore what our money motivations and influences are. Now, if we can uncover what those are, then we can make smart and effective financial decisions and set smart financial goals. Now, my ask of you is simply this. I want you to be engaged and willing to participate. The more you engage, the more positive energy will flow, benefiting everybody. Now, the most effective way to engage is to ask questions. And you ask questions by typing your questions in the comments bar on your Facebook page. Okay? Everybody ready? All right, let's go. All right, now, 1 Timothy 6:10 states, "For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil." That's the NIV version, by the way. It's the root of all kinds of evil, and by craving it, some have wandered away from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. Now, because of that scripture above, people generally have a conflicted view of money. All right, we tend to think it's a bad idea to love money. We are unsure if we're even allowed to like it. And unfortunately, we've settled on that we shouldn't want more than what we actually need. Now, Susie Orman, the financial guru and best-selling author, has a motto when it comes to where money should fall in the order of priorities. Now, she says, people first, then money, then things. Now, as a Christian, I'm going to alter that just a little. I'm going to put God first, then people, then money, then things. Now, why is that important? All right. I believe money is positioned perfectly on that scale. Now, think about it. If you move money above God, well, that's a sin, and you're looking at eternal issues. If you put money before man, then what you have is you will do everything to accumulate more of it at the cost of your fellow man. And that leaves space for corruption. Now, let's look at it from the other perspective. If you put things above money, then what you'll have is an entire house or an apartment full of junk that collects dust. Now, the latter applies to most of us. So let's examine that a little bit here. All right, most people think they want money. Now, think about the times when you fantasize about winning the lottery. Man, all the time, all the things you're going to buy. I mean, cars and houses and clothes, and you're going to take trips. Now, think about when we're kids and we get our birthday money. Think about what we're going to do with it. Most of us think we're going to buy candy or the latest toys. Even as we get a little older and we become teenagers and we get birthday money or gift money, we think about, the latest clothes or the latest kicks we're going to get. And even shoes. Even as when we get a little bit older than that, and adults, we think about the money that we're going to spend. We think about all the clothes and things like that that we're going to purchase. But the question is this: does that sound like you want money, or do we want stuff? Think about that. Okay. Now that's the issue. Most people like to spend money so much that they don't even have enough to save. Check this out. Until people learn to really value having money in the bank as much as they have, as much as they want to have trinkets on their mantle, then they will never, or we will never be as financially prosperous as we need to be. Okay, now I'm about to send your head spinning a little bit with this paradox. Check this out. The person who values money in the bank more than having things has money to buy when prices are cheaper and never pays interest. Now, this is the head spinning part here. As a result, the person who values money over things usually has more things than the person who values things over money. Now, I'm going to repeat that back to you so you can get your mind around it. As a result, the person who values money over things usually has more things than the person who values things over money. Wow, talk about head blowing. So when you have money saved up, you can buy things that are on sale. You can cover unexpected expenses. You can take advantage of investment opportunities, et cetera. Don't you think it'll be far easier to care for others when we have some money in the bank than when we don't? Think about that. Let me give you an example about the value of money that we have in our house here. All right. Lisa and I think that saving money is extremely important. So we make it a point to put money away each and every paycheck for instance, unexpected emergencies. Now, in 2017, during the months of May, June, and July, we had 3 major things that happened each month. In May of 17, for instance, we had our wash and dryer went out. So what do? Instead of swiping the credit card, we took the money out of our savings account. All right, so done. We think, okay, disaster averted. The next month, June, the refrigerator goes out. So that was another week. May was $1,000. June was $1,000. Took money out of savings, paid for it. Did not go into debt. We were good to go. Again, disaster averted. In July, my oldest son, Philip, his brake system went out. We had to replace the whole system, the calipers, the rotors, the brake shoes, everything. It was divinely inspired that he was even able to stop his car. That was another $1,200. So we spent in that 3-month period, and after we replaced that with cash, at that 3-month period, we spent almost $4,000 on expenses, but we did not go into debt because we valued money and we had money put away for those unexpected expenses. Does that make sense? Okay, so how do we develop a healthy attitude towards money? To begin, try this affirmation several times a day for about a month to drill this in your head. Having money is better than having things. Okay, learning to value and respect monies will help you eventually meet all of your financial needs. All right, so now that we've explored our attitudes about money, let's briefly explore money values, influences, and goal setting. If you can give me 1 second, I'm going to switch the screen and share this with everybody, okay? So just hang on, and I appreciate y'all's patience. All right. Just bear with me 1 second, you all, and I appreciate your patience. All right. All right. So, money values and influences. All right. So what are values? All right. People, things, and places that are important to you and guide you on how you make decisions. Also, values shape how you prioritize time, energy, and money. All right. So I have a scenario for you here that's very interesting. Meet Valentina and Isaiah. Now they're a couple that they're trying to decide how to spend their tax refund. Okay, let me read this to you. Now, Valentina and Isaiah recently received their tax refund and can't agree on how to use it. Now, Valentina put herself through college by working 30 hours a week on top of a full course load. She still has some student loans. Her mother is struggling to make ends meet. So Valentina would like to give her money, most of the tax refund, to use as a security deposit to move into a new apartment. She also wants to use some of the money to pay down student loan debt. Now, Isaiah, his parents helped him with college expenses with money that they saved over the years. He graduated with minimal loans. What he wants to do is he wants to fund their children's savings accounts, and he wants to use the rest of it for a family vacation. So the first question that I have for you is, what values are influencing Valentina? I'm gonna give you a second here to think about that. Okay. Well, from my perspective, it looks like in terms of Valentina, her values lie in making sure that her mother's taken care of and also making sure that her student loans are paid. With Isaiah, his values are making sure that his kids' savings account or college funds are funded, and that he spends quality time with his family, for instance, because he wants to use some of the monies for vacation. All right, that's an example of values. Now, understanding your values as a takeaway, understanding your values can help you set achievable goals. All right. Our next section here is money and goals. All right, so setting SMART goals helps you achieve your hopes and dreams for the future by providing a realistic plan to follow. So what are goals? All right, what kind of future do you want? These are your hopes and dreams. Goals are your desired results. So set goals to prioritize how you use your money, for instance, and to measure and to track the progress. This is very, very important right here. You've probably heard this before, but it's called setting SMART goals. Now, SMART is an acronym. Now, goals should be, number one, specific. Number two, measurable. Number three, action-oriented. Number four, reachable. And number five, time-bound. Let's break that down a little bit here. So, specifics. So you ask yourself, what exactly do I want to accomplish? Or why is this important to me? And also, is this something that I really want? Okay. Has to be measurable. How much? How many? Or how will I know that I've met my goal? Has to be action-oriented. What specific actions do I need to complete in order to meet this goal? Reachable. Is this goal something I can actually reach? And number five, time-bound. When will I reach this goal? All right. So let's give you another example here. This is a really fantastic example. We're going to go back and we're going to break down how we can apply the SMART acronym to this situation. Meet Maria. Now, it's almost summertime and Maria wants to start planning for the next school year. All right. She knows she'll need extra money for school supplies and clothes when her kids start school near the end of August, which is about 15 weeks away. Now, every year she tries to pull together the money and she needs right before school starts by picking up shifts at her job, which can be stressful because those shifts are hard to come by. But she remembered that last year that she spent about $300 on school supplies. So what she did was she took the $300 that she needed, divided it by 15 weeks, and realized that that's only $20 per week. Let's go back one step here. All right. So first of all, what was Maria's goal? Let's start with the acronym SMART. Start with specific. What did she want to accomplish? Maria needed $300 to purchase school supplies for her children. All right. Second, why was it important? Because again, she needed school supplies for her kids. All right. Was it something that she really wanted? Definitely. Measurable, how much? All right, again, $300 is what she really needed. Action oriented, what specific actions did she take in order to meet that goal? Well, first of all, she took the $300 and divided it by 15 weeks and came up with a $20 per week extra amount that she had to put in the savings. That's one thing. And also she devised a plan in order to get to that goal by, for instance, picking up extra shifts at her job. All right. Now, is this a goal, something that she actually can reach? Yes, because when she broke it down, she took that $300 and broke it down by 15 weeks. She had you've heard the expression, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. She realized that she could come up with $20 per week to put toward, and that was achievable for her. And the question is, when she reached that goal, because we already know that was 15 weeks that she was going to achieve that goal. So you see how we broke that down: specific, measurable, action-oriented, reachable, and time-bound. That's a great example on how we all need to set goals going forward. Make sense? All right. So again, takeaway: setting smart goals help you achieve your hopes and dreams for the future by providing a realistic plan to follow. Do you think that plan for Maria was realistic? Yes. All right. So now let's go to our next section here, which is called external influences. External influences impact financial choices. We can use strategies to stay focused on our goals. Now, there are some influences on choices about money. Advertisements, media, celebrities, and peers. Let's give an example of advertisement. We all listen to the radio. We all watch TV. And what do we see in an hour-long television show? Typically, the show is about 40 minutes. 20 minutes of it is advertisements, whether it's pills, whether it's cars, whether it's beer, whether it's clothes, whether it's restaurants. We are advertisers are just bombarding us with a ton of advertisements in order to get us to purchase their products. Okay, which is also was through media, and then of course through those commercials, we'll see celebrities also hawking products in order to get us to buy that. Also, what's important is that you see peers and friends. Our peers and friends can actually be an influence on money too, and I'm going to explore that here in just a second here. Now, influences can be two things. It can either be productive or unproductive. Now, productive helps you achieve your goals, and unproductive can kind of get in your way. So an example of a productive influence could be if I have a friend that is achieving career goals that I would like to achieve, then that person will inspire me to work harder to get to the level where they are. Now, unproductive is you could have another friend that's wasting time and wasting money, having a good time, but wasting time and wasting money. And as a result, that's, he or she's particular route is unproductive. And if you take on those habits too, your plight could be unproductive also. All right. Social pressure and advertising. Now, it's human nature to want what others have. All right. That's just kind of, how we're kind of wired, so to speak. And of course, as I said before, advertisers spend money to influence how we spend our money. And impulse purchases can make it very hard to achieve. Let's take that last point and let's go back to Maria. Now, Maria has a specific goal of $300, which is $20 per week. What if she's walking home from work one day and she passes by a store and she sees some shoes or a purse or just whatever that she wants? Now, if she allows her impulse to take over and she spends some of the money that she saved for her child's school on, that impulse purchase again, it's going to hurt her or it's going to hinder her from accomplishing her goal of achieving the monies that she wants to spend for her kid's school. Does that make sense? The next, in a second here, we're going to go over some ways that we can overcome those impulses. But again, So we want to make sure that we have those strategies into place. Now check this out. Strategies for staying focused on your goals. All right. First of all, we need to recognize tactics used by advertisers. So we know any and every commercial that we see on TV, there's a lot of science and psychology and tests that have been done to try to influence us to purchase their, not just their product, but any product. Make sure that you recognize that so you can stay on task. All right. Also notice when and where you're being tempted. Look at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. All right. You see an apple and a donut. Just to throw a little personal tidbit in there, I'm actually in process of working on losing weight. So far, I've lost 11 pounds. I set a specific goal for myself to lose 20 pounds in approximately 90 days. Right now, I'm halfway through and I'm at 11 pounds. That apple and that donut, replace that donut with a cookie, and that's my temptation. So, for me, replace the apple with, blueberries or cherries. That's what I typically would eat instead of the cookie, because I'm determined to lose that weight. So far, I'm halfway home, but I'm telling you, it gets tough. Now, control your environment, all right? And you build in what is called a pause. When you realize that these strategies are being used against you, you say, okay, whoa, wait a minute. I see what's happening. I'm not going to fall for it because I have a goal of I have to accomplish this goal, and I'm not going to let anything get in my way. All right. So this is a really good couple of strategies here, but one of these strategies I'm going to show you is going to be, I think it's pretty awesome. First of all, you talk to yourself. Listen, I got a goal. I got to stay focused, stay away from this temptation. Another way to, another strategy is to calculate hours or days an item is worth. Think about this. Think about your hourly wage. Divide the cost of an item by your hourly wage. What you're doing is you're quantifying the purchase in terms of a very valuable thing, your time. All right. So I got an example for you here. So you want to buy a MacBook Pro. All right. So the cost of the item is $1,200. Okay. Just say your hourly wage is $15 per hour. So you divide the cost of the item, by the hourly wage. So in this case, you have $1,200, which is the cost of the item, divided by $15, which is your hourly wage. The result is it will take you 80 hours you have to work to pay for that item. Think about that, 80 hours. So two things can happen when you see that result. Either you're like, yeah, man, I don't need that right now. Or you'll get determined and you'll set a smart goal in order to accomplish that particular goal. But what it does, though, it allows you to stop and pause and think about it before you make that impulse buy. Does that make sense? Good. Hopefully that sinks in and that does help. Again, the takeaway is external influences impact financial choices. Use strategies to stay focused on your goals. Okay. Now, I know there's a lot of information that I threw out there that you have to digest. But this week, I want you to really think about your values and what your values and influences are. And if you're willing, share it with me. And I want you to come up with at least one SMART goal. Again, if you're willing, share it. All right. Now, if you have any questions, contact me. My email is curtis@practical-finances.com. You can also follow me on social media at Facebook, which is facebook.com/practical finances, or on Instagram is @practical_finances.com. Now, next week, join me next Saturday for part 2 of the 6-part series, Practical Finances, when we'll be discussing your income and expenses. Again, the date is Saturday, July 25th at 10 a.m. All right. I want to thank you all so very much for your time. Thank you for listening. And again, if you have any questions or anything, please let me know. But I want to thank you so much and have a blessed week.